Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to my live chat. Happy Friday. Oh, it's Freaky Friday, I guess. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Happy Friday show. Thanks for being with us. It's a really gorgeous day here in Minnesota. Crisp air, 62 degrees, but sun is shining and it's beautiful. So the puppy has been trying to drag me outside all day, but it's been a busy morning. So my plan for the rest of the afternoon, late afternoon, is sit on my deck and get some sunshine with a quilt probably because it's a little nippy, but it's okay. Of course, we celebrate each Friday with our happy hour drink of the day. So this time, this is my one of my go-tos actually, one of my favorites, easy. It's a Palma spritzer. So what is in here? A Palma spritzer. It's one of those liqueurs. I don't really stock a whole lot of liqueurs. Even though many of you think that I have an extensive bar. But this is a good one to have. It's a pomegranate liqueur called Palma. So in here, just vodka, Palma, lime juice, and club soda. I did spice it up today and just added a splash of my kinky liqueur, which is or any kind of orange liqueur. And that kind of gives it a little orange and brings out the flavor of the pomegranate. So really tasty. Not too, it's pretty tart. Not sweet, but it's like perfect. Great fall flavors. This one I could drink all day. Kind of, sort of. Now, if you wanted to get a similar kind of flavor profile and leave out the alcohol, a virgin version of this, here's what I recommend. Get some good pomegranate juice. Put like maybe 2 ounces of pomegranate juice and some club soda and then lime juice. But then you can just add a splash of orange juice. Just a splash of orange juice to sweeten it up. And you'll have yourself a virgin Palma spritzer. So cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. I just spent my morning ordering a whole bunch of fabric for winter and into spring. So deliveries are going to be like March through June. So very exciting stuff coming. This time it was stuff from Andover, Northcott, and Figo fabrics. So really cool stuff coming. Always new stuff coming. Anyway, so we had a busy week this last Tuesday's show, Tipsy Tuesday. We tackled our second group of matchmaking. So I talked about picking fabric scrappy with a focus. So all these little scrappy pieces, and then you have one that really stands out and makes that eye draw into the pattern. So make sure you check that out. If you missed Tuesday, it's a good one to watch. I showed 3 different versions of actual fabrics, and I was kind of pulling fabric, so it's a nice visual to have. And so great feedback on that. People are loving the series, so maybe we'll have to bundle them up somehow because people are loving the series. They want me to write a book on it. I don't know about that, but speaking of books, I just finished almost the last quilt for the book, so I'm excited. Sent it off to the quilter just a few minutes ago, and so it's coming together. It's coming together. It's that time where I always start kind of second guessing and thinking that I need to add more, but I think I need to stop. It's looking really good as it is, well balanced, and I'm excited for you to be able to show you more. Anyways. Speaking of last Tuesday, so the feedback from you is so fabulous. So we're going to continue on next week, of course, with the third grouping out of the 4 that I talked about in the introduction. But I love getting those emails and what you're learning from the series. I got an email this morning from a regular viewer that was asking a little bit about squaring up with the mini ruler. So she was making half square triangles and loves to adapt all people's other patterns and using the Stropology way. So kind of sizing up your squares and just cutting them, sewing them back together, and then squaring up your half square triangles using the mini ruler. But in the pattern that she was using, and she needed to square them to 4 1/4. Now all of the squaring up rulers, the XL, the squared, and the mini, because the slits are 1/2 inch apart, there's not exact like squaring up units or squares to do quarter inch increments. However, it can be done. So I thought I would just, instead of trying to write it out for her in an email how to do it, it's just easier to show you. And then all of you benefit, right? So I think we're going to dive into that real quick. I found these, I found a couple of half square triangles. Imagine that. There's some random half square triangles laying around in my sewing room. Anybody else have that issue? I'm sure you do. Of course, there's all kinds of things laying around. So came in very handy. So let me just show you. So these are, I'm going to show you first just how to square up to, let's say, a 4-inch square. So how the mini works, I'm sure many of you have seen the video on the mini and you can watch that for more detail. But in basic, the white squares are for squaring up 1/2-inch sizes. The black square are for squaring up whole inch sizes. So if I were to square this to a 4-inch, I would be using the 4-inch. So I go up here on the left using that 4-inch square, the black square here. That's the one I would center on my half square triangle. There's a dotted diagonal line here, a white line that I would line up on my seam. And then I would just make a cut through the 0 and the 4 and then turn and repeat. So for 4.5, I would find the white 4.5-inch square, center that on top of my block. Now this block has already been trimmed to 4.5, as you can see. So I line up the diagonal line on my seam, and then this is the 4.5. So I go down this way, and I would be cutting through the 1 and the 5.5, and then I would just turn and repeat. So now my 4.5-inch line can be aligned with the bottom, the diagonal line along the seam, and then I can do the 2 cuts. Now, because if you're going to do 1/4-inch sizes, because they don't have, because the slits are 1/2 inch apart, you can't do 2 cuts at the same time. However, the best way to do that is to use the 1/4-inch side of the ruler. So here on the 1/4-inch side, you see the 0 is actually on a dotted line to the left of the first slit. And then the first slit is actually the 1/4-inch marking. And then these are actual markings. So if I was going to do this to a 4 1/4, I would first just, I'm going to use this diagonal line here that is coming from this corner and out. I'm going to use that to line up on my seam. And I am just going to line it up so that the slit, the fabric is reaching a little bit over to the left of that first slit, because I want to start by lining this up on my seam, and then I just got to make that first cut to clean this edge off. I can remove it. So now this edge is clean. So now I can just slide it over so that this edge is aligned with that dotted 1/4-inch line, but I want to make sure that this diagonal line is still on that seam. So now this is on the line, and all I have to do is go to my 4 1/4 slit and make this cut. So now I have done 2 sides, and then I can turn and kind of repeat the same thing. Now I have to move this up a little bit because my other diagonal line is up here. So I have to just move this up, make sure that I line it up on the dotted line, and you want to go all the way to the top. So which means this top line is aligned with the top of the square, and then you will get that first cut here. So I'm going to cut on the, and clean this up, and then I'm just going to move it over. So I slide it this way to the, so that the edge is to the dotted line, and then still that diagonal line is on my seam. And then I make a cut through the 4 1/4, and then I have my 4 1/4-inch squared up half square triangle. Does that make sense? Any questions on this? Yeah, it takes a little bit longer to do the 1/4-inch than it would to do the 1/2 inch or the whole inch, but still, once you get in a rhythm, it's still pretty easy to do. And the best part, when I say always using the rulers, is that all of the slits will hold your block in place so it doesn't move on as you're making these cuts. So perfectly little squared up half square triangle. So I hope this helped and gives you some ideas on how you can implement doing 1/4 inch. Same idea if you're doing bigger than 6.5. Of course, You can't do bigger than 6.5 on this one. You can go up to 6 3/4 if you're using the 1/4 inch side. But if you're doing anything bigger, the same applies with the squared ruler and the XL. All the same idea is using that dotted line. So make a cut, move it over, and use the dotted line. All right, so now you can start stropologizing some more. So that I wanted to talk about that. Any questions? Who else? Who's a stropologist? I know I am. Do we have any questions on this in particular? Thanks for showing. Okay, great. Yeah. Maybe we should. You can bookmark this show for showing this. But it's just a way to, expand the use of your ruler. What batting brand do you use and why do you like it? So if I'm doing my big quilts all have poly batting. Most of them, I've talked before about why. It's because a lot of my quilts stay folded. They don't leave a crease in. They're really lightweight, and I like either Bosal batting, which is BOSAL is the company name, or Quilter's Dream light poly. So a light poly batting. Those are my favorite polys. They're really nice quality. Make sure you check the quality of the poly batting. They're all different. So just try different things. And the reason I like it, it doesn't leave a crease in your quilts as much as cotton blends would. They're lighter, and so just easier to work with. They really show off the quilting really nicely because they have a little bit of air. Now, if I were to do a quilt that I really wanted to be warm, wool would be my ideal batting, but I rarely use it because most of my quilts are used to. I take around and travel with and teach and whatnot. However, I'm planning to make some cozy quilts to have in our screened-in patio as fall comes. It's cozy to sit out there, maybe under a quilt. So I was thinking of making a couple with some wool batting, and they'd be really nice and cozy. As far as quilt as you go, my favorite is the Bosal that is fusible on one side. So we've talked about that as Fast and Furious Club is coming up. But also coming up on a national level here in the States, it is National Sew a Jelly Roll Day tomorrow. So Saturday, tomorrow, is a National Jelly Roll Sewing Day. And even though I don't have many jelly rolls, I have a whole bunch of 2.5-inch strips. As you know, my strip collection is all organized in drawers. So I thought what would be fun, I have, of course, a lot of 2.5-inch strip patterns. So some are quick and easy. Others take maybe a little extra time. Nothing is hard. None of my patterns are hard. But I thought it would be fun to show you just a sampling of patterns that can either be done in a day or two, or like definitely a weekend, because some of them are super quick and fast, especially if you have the strips ready to go. And so here I pulled, I think, 12 quilts or so. So a few are from my mixology book. Camilla is one of them. She goes together pretty darn fast. I usually teach this in a 6-hour class, and my students always have at least 4 blocks, 4 to 8, sometimes 12 blocks done in that time. And that includes all of the teaching. So if you were just to sew, you could get pretty darn far with this one. Frequency is another fun one because it looks harder than it is. It is just strip pieced, and then you cut those angles with the XL ruler on the bias, on the diagonal. So, and then they come together, especially if you have the point trimmers. This one comes together really easily. Rocky Road is a fast one too. It's also in the mixology book. So those 3 are in the mixology book. And then we have some single patterns. And this, guys, this is my first ever strip pattern. I think it is time to redo this one. This one came out in 2006, I think. So that is a 14-year-old pattern. And it's great. It's really fast. It's called Strip Cocktail. This one, Strip Joints, is the one hanging in the corner behind me. Really fast, perfect to use 1 jelly roll. I believe the crib size just takes 1 jelly roll, but it's best to have lights and darks, even numbers of lights and darks, or even numbers of 2 different colors to really make the pattern stand out. And trick is you can do this with the Stropology ruler now, instead of cutting things on the diagonal. Strip maze is, we did this as a sew along, a strip along a few years ago. Really quick, all strip pieced, and can be as scrappy as can be. And then we have strip off, another super fast one. And again, you can pull out anything you want. You can group those strips together to make all the little balls the same, from the same color, or you can mix it up as well. Strip twist is takes a little longer for each block, but it is really a fun quilt to do because it's done with a partial seam. So it's really fun, but it goes surprisingly fast. Strip cocoon is also done with a partial seam. Once you have all the strips cut into the right rectangles, it goes fast as well, and it's fun. So that one I really would love to redo. Now, strip lash is hanging behind me. That one is really fast. People don't think that because they see hexagons, but it's really fast. You can do it now either with the XL ruler or just a 60-degree triangle ruler. But I made this supersized one that's on the cover of the pattern out of 2 jelly rolls, and I did it in a weekend. Really, like first time I made it. Strip search is about a 5-6 hour project, really quick, and can use anything. 1 jelly roll makes the lap size, a small lap size. And strip stacks, another quick one, and 1 jelly roll makes a lap size, but you need the background for it as well. So those are my top 12 quilts, strip quilts that can be done in a day. I know that's too much. So how many of you are going to actually sew with a jelly roll tomorrow? Did you plan on it? Did you know there was National Jelly Roll Day tomorrow? Well, I knew about it, but since I'm not so much into purchasing jelly rolls, I have my own strips. Of course, I have some jelly rolls, but it's always fun to just go into my strip bins and pull out fun strips and start playing.
I went to the bakery and got me a jelly roll.
Oh, you did now? He thinks he's really funny now. Do you even know what a jelly roll is?
Yes, strawberry, custard.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to try your jelly roll after the show. All right. So, I wanted to show you also on Tuesday, we introduced 2 new patterns. So we have Fast and Furious Club ready to launch. Sunday, fun day, is when we launch the first project. The off-kilter runner, and I have made 3 already. So we have the Ghouls and Goodies ones, which we do, I think, still have some kits for the Ghouls and Goodies. We have the blue, and then this is the New Force Winter, the one I made, and then the blue version. We introduced 2 more kits because we sold out of these so fast on Tuesday. So now we have a kit from the Orchard fabric line here, and then also from the Reef fabric line. So nice and bright, fun colors. And so these are available still. We have sent a lot of them out. So really beautiful kind of coastally fabric, bright tropical reef fabrics. And then Orchard is just beautiful fall colors, and will make just a perfect addition to your table right away, because these are going to get done fast, I promise you. Messing this up here. So these are the 2 new ones available. We will be finishing cutting more kits on the Fall Fellows. The one that's hanging right here is the October project, but since we have until October 20th, we kind of put them on the back of the line, and so we will be cutting that this weekend, and so we'll be adding those next week, and then also more Santa hat placemat kits. So that is all here. Some more things that are new in the store. I wanted to show you. We have revamped a lot of the 1 yards because we had been kind of getting a lot of sold outs. So we have some new ones that have come back that were very popular. We have the Rainbow Shimmer from Andover. We have some of the holiday treats in perfect Halloween colors. And then this Spotted Birch is a new kind of a taupey birch or spotted color with a little speckle of gold. I love this because people have been looking for similar background color that I use for my Harmony quilt. And I think this will be a great, great addition. And then we have gotten a lot of restock on our peppered cottons. So these are just a few of them. We also got, I think, 2 or 3 more colors. So we are getting more. They are just coming in as they are getting them from printing or from production. As I've talked about before, fabric is taking a lot longer in manufacturing just because of restrictions regarding COVID and such. Another restock that we got in is American Muscle. So this fabric line came in about a month ago and we reordered, so now we have restock on it. This is the panel. We have both a panel and then a bundle, and so this is all kind of American Muscle cars. And let me just show you real quick. Really fun kind of Americana colors, but of course we have fuzzy dice and some gears and some spark plugs, some perfect fabric for any kind of vintage car lover, which I think my father would love a quilt out of this. So I may have to reserve. And my son actually informed me that my dad's favorite vintage car, I think it's one of those. Is that a Mustang? Is that it? Yeah. So I don't know the year, but I guess they all know the year. I don't pay attention to that
I
stuff.
had a 72 Pontiac Le Mans.
Oh, you had one?
Mm-hmm.
I was aware. Did you want to
dice.
tell everybody about that?
I had dice in the window.
Oh, you had fuzzy dice? What color dice?
They were white.
How many of you had fuzzy dice in your cars back in the day? In your first car? First car. Did you have fuzzy dice hanging from the... Was that your first car?
Yeah, I bought it for $200.
$200. Dang, why can't we buy $200 cars for our kids these days? Be happy to.
Exactly.
So if your kids ask you for a car, we say, yeah, find one for $200. I'll buy it for you.
You probably could find one for $200.
I could?
If it would last.
Yeah.
I sold mine for $200 right before it fell apart.
And you sold it again? So you got 100% return.
To a friend.
That is great.
He wasn't a friend after he got the car.
Oh. That's bad. That's really bad. Well, that's our car chat. We can talk about my first car later. I had to buy it too. And I couldn't even buy a fully functioning car. We had to go get a repo car that had been in an accident because my dad likes to fix up cars. So I bought the car. Back then, I probably would amount to about $400. But then my dad took me to the junkyard to buy all the parts that were needed to fix it up. So I had to fork all that money out. He just brought me and told me what we needed to buy. And so I had an orange. It was a Mazda 1979 red, Mazda 323 red with an orange door. Of course, I wasn't going to pay to have the door painted to match. So I had a red car with an orange door. It worked pretty well. You could actually start it with a quarter. You didn't really need a key. So, but it worked well. The stereo wasn't working, so we had a big boom box in the back window. So whenever the music was out, somebody had to, turn the cassette, because it was just a cassette, turn it and hit play. Yeah. Hey, that's how we rolled. Back in Iceland, that was how we rolled. All right, I know you want to not talk about our cars. That was very much of a side note on that. Oh, yeah, it was. Okay. So I have a new bundle that just came in. This one is called Metallic Fusion, and it's a very nicely priced bundle from 3 Wishes. They do always a really nicely priced stuff that some of them I just really like. So I thought this was really cool. It's all these kind of textures with a touch of metallic. So I love this little mosaic. And then they have the same one in the blue. And so this bundle is only 9 pieces. And so it's only $39. So super good price. Under $9 a yard. And so here it kind of blends in both the gold and then there's also silver in here. So we have the color version and then we have the neutrals here with just kind of the monochromatic. And this one has the silver. And then we have this one. And the two light fabrics are, this one has silver in it and this one has gold in it. So this one is called Metallic Fusion, 9-piece bundle, and only $39. So that's brand new. We didn't get a whole lot, so not sure how long this is going to last, especially because the price is so good. But it's fun to add a little sparkle to your stuff. And the other brand new one is a new fabric line from Figo Fabrics, which is a division of Northcott, and this one is called Cozy Up, and it's so cute. I love this kind of a colorway of these light blues into a darker blue into these kind of lavenders and purples. It's very similar to the Chill fabric line. I feel like the colorways. So, and this print is so fun. Look at this. It's like a patchwork print with all of these colors. So that's one of the main prints, and I have it in 2 colorways. And then we have snowflakes. It's time to cozy up, everybody. Fall is here in Minnesota, at least. So kind of a little bit of kind of a fallish, winterish themed fabric. Some more snowflakes. And I love this little patchwork plaid. And then this is kind of a little fun print. They do really kind of interesting, Figo does interesting plays on fabric. So there's all these people cozying up in their windows at home. We got a cat, we got a mug, and some females and some fun stuff. So interesting. And then we have this print I love too. So mittens and socks and hot coffee and cocoa and mugs and all this kind of cozy up time of year themed stuff. That one in the purple, and we got more snowflakes, and then we have the mittens in the purple and the dark purple. And here's that other version of the patchwork print, and the last one is the kind of the pine cones and the leaves and the branches. So this is Cozy Up. Beautiful 12-piece line, and I would throw them all together in a quilt because I love the range that it goes from the blues into the kind of lavender purple into kind of the more maroony brown colors, and it all just harmonizes well together. Great variety too. So that is the new stuff for today. And
all the great stories about the cars.
oh, are we? I would love to hear some stories about your first car, how much you paid for it, or if you did pay for it.
Someone bought their daughter a $100 car and put a $200 stereo in it.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't even know how much my son has spent on the accessories for his car.
I did the same thing with my car.
With your car, you put a $200 stereo in it? Of course, you must have put some big speakers.
I did, and then some expensive wheels on it.
Oh, of course. Did you sell the guy the wheels, or did you take them off?
No, you got everything.
He got the wheels. Oh, he should be happy about that. Yeah. All right. So I wanted to, do we have a winner ready to go?
Almost.
So somebody said an update on, the fabric line Cozy Up. C-O-Z-Y. Cozy Up. Anyway, so update on the starter kits. People are asking when their starter kits will arrive. I know Fast and Furious Club goes live on Sunday. So if you haven't purchased, also tomorrow is the last day to get the special for the 9 months. And but we are expecting the batting. We really are waiting on the batting. We got everything else in. We're waiting on the batting. And so there was just a bit of delay because of shipping issues. And so we're expecting it at the end of the month. So hoping to be able to ship right around October 1st, that first week of October. And so that you should get it in hand. But maybe you have to wait a little bit to make that first runner if you don't have any batting. But maybe you can find some batting scraps and just try it. So it's up to you. These are great car stories. I'm going to read some car stories as I sit on my deck today. That's funny. Yeah, I had the Mazda with a red car with an orange door, and then my next car was a Mitsubishi, and it was brown with a blue door. Yeah. That was just how we rolled back then. I was really excited when the first time I got a car that was all the same color. Oh, there's telling you happy birthday. It's not your birthday yet.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What kind of
Tipsy
cake do I
Tuesday.
like?
We may have to break the rules and have a cocktail on Tipsy Tuesday.
That's what kind of cake do I like?
Oh, what kind of cake do you like? You have asked me to make your favorite. Or one of your favorites.
The strawberry cake that you make.
Yes. It's a strawberry shortcake cake. It's not really shortcake. It's a cake with strawberries and cream cheese frosting. Yeah. And the cake it's got a little cornmeal in it, so it's just kind of a different texture. It's good. It's perfect together. It's dangerously good. Because you can't just have one slice.
That's the problem.
So I may have to make that. I will make that for you.
So exciting.
His other favorite, which I usually do on your birthday, is pumpkin bars.
Yeah.
So which one do you want? Pumpkin bars? Which also has cream cheese frosting.
We'll save that for...
Save that for later. For the second round of birthdays? Yeah, it's pumpkin bar time. It's September, getting into October. And just so you know, we're really into Halloween in this household, especially me. Oh, wow. Happy birthday, 90, Mom. That's great.
That is really cool.
That's very fortunate. Anyway, so Halloween it's almost a month. We're counting down here. So I love to scare people. So we have some additional house members that have joined us this week. One, we will introduce you to him, but we felt like we have to wait till October until we're really into Halloween. One, her name is Lady Eloise. Lady Eloise.
Yeah, Lady Eloise.
And then the other one is Sven the zombie.
They show up in weird places.
They show up. They just show up and they're already all of a sudden standing there when you walk into a room or into your pantry or into your bathroom. Yeah. No privacy around here. Lady Eloise will just pop up, be looking at you. It's fun. Anyway, so we will introduce those family members later on, maybe into October. We'll do some fun Halloween stuff. Anyway, so do we have a winner? We have, anybody want a $25 gift card? Heather Berry. Heather, congratulations. $25 gift card is yours. We will see if you have purchased from us before. If you have, then we will just send you a gift card right away. If you haven't, make sure you email me or send us a message through Facebook, and we will get that gift card to you so you can happily go shopping. Well, that is it for us tonight. Again, reminder, set your alarms for Sunday. September 20th is going to be Fast and Furious. Off Kilter Runner will be live, both the video and the pattern printed out, and hopefully maybe we'll start seeing some great runners turn up next week. I can't wait to see them. I may have to make one more or two. They're really fun and easy and fast, so I'm excited for everybody to make it. So I hope you all have a great weekend. We might have to go get some pumpkins, although it's supposed to warm up and then they're all gonna go to mush. But I really want to start decorating for fall. So cheers, everybody. We'll see what the weekend holds for us. But have a great one, and I can't wait to see your projects from Fast and Furious Club. Cheers, everybody.